Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
You ask me some stupid shit like that, go yourself. Move the on.
If they think that they're a girl, why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Here are 6 times when the UFC completely destroyed woke trolls. Starting things off with one of the most unpredictable personalities in the UFC, Sean Strickland. When Sean speaks, everyone just listens.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I've...
Oh, look, another, I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and someone says...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance to
No,
interact with a more diverse
Are you,
crowd?
let me know, are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking, this is a part of, are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone, and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go yourself. Move the on.
And just when you think Sean's finished, he takes it a step further.
Really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for. Are you
this guy's like, hey, this Canadian's not that Canadian.
He speaks openly, criticizing corporate agendas and raising questions about changing societal norms. His words are direct and leave no room for doubt, but he's far from finished and things are about to get even more intense. Here's how.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness.
Sean has spilled his tea on an even broader range of issues, leaving no topic untouched. The next one is no exception.
Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Chicks have The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are 2 genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could at school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their preference. Like, dude, this guy is the enemy. You want to look at the enemy to our world? It's that right there.
Sean Strickland is at it again, aiming at everything from freedom of speech to school agendas. And if you think it can't get any more intense, here is Dana White. The boss himself has a thing or two to say about handling tough questions.
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash? Free speech. I control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
Dana White doesn't just answer questions, he shuts them down, but Dana didn't stop there. When asked about trans athletes, Dana just says it how it is. No filter, no sugarcoating. He isn't afraid of the backlash.
We're in a very strange place at the moment in sport, where biological males are beginning to dominate biological females in women's sport because they identify as women. What do you think of that?
I think you know exactly what I think of that. I think that, let me put it to you this way. I have a daughter, okay? And I don't ever want to see a day where somebody who is a biological male is competing against my daughter. So, yeah, no, I think it's another nutty, insane thing that's happening in the world today.
It is very clear. For him, it's not just about competition, it's about protecting opportunities for women. His perspective is grounded in a concern for balance and common sense. From Dana's fiery words to Khabib's icy stare, silence never hit so hard.
A very technical question for you. I know you're a math guy, and this one may be a tough question for you if you're uncomfortable answering this one. I'm totally okay with that. In America, we have a few hundred genders. How many genders do you guys have in Russia? Just very, I know you're a math guy, that's why I'm asking. I think maybe there's a...
Like... Here is like, I see only women and men. There is no between.
Got it.
No between. Maybe kids.
You know,
this is like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, first time in my life, couple weeks ago, and I was in California, I was like, on coffee shop, it's like, I really want to go bathroom. It's like, can I go bathroom? Okay, they told me code, and I'm coming like, 2 bedroom, all gender. It's like, what is this? Where I have to go? First time I see it, like, I stopped, like, I stayed like 5 seconds there, like, where's woman, where's man? I locked the door. Anybody inside? It's like, okay. It's like, I don't know, but I grew up in very traditional place, with very traditional family. I'm very happy with this. Like, I am from big mountains, and we have only 2 gender.
With calm confidence and a touch of humor, he addresses a complex question with simplicity. His expressions say it all. Sometimes tradition speaks louder than explanation, but the action doesn't stop there. Joe Rogan steps in next, bringing his calm and straightforward style to the mix.
If you say that the child thinks it's a girl, so you're going to give the child hormones. If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have, why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice. That's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body. You're choosing to inject things into this child's body on a regular basis that are going to radically affect the physical development of their body. And you're saying that this isn't a choice. Well, it's definitely a choice to do that.
Joe Rogan cuts straight to the point. Why are you adding hormones? He challenges the idea that altering a child's body isn't a choice, exposing the complexity of the issue in one sharp critique.
Concern is with children. My concern is not with young adults deciding to take steps to confirm their gender identity, who they feel they really are. I'm all for you doing whatever you want to do when you're an adult, when your mind is formed. But people change their mind. They change their opinion. They change their thoughts. There's nothing wrong with just deciding to be a gay man. There's nothing wrong with your body, as you grow and mature and develop, you growing out of these ideas. Some will and some won't. And the ones who won't, they always have the option to do something later on in life. But if you do something to hormonally block a child very, very early on, there's no turning back from that.
Again, Joe Rogan draws a clear line. Children and irreversible decisions don't mix. He stresses the importance of maturity, pointing out that people grow, change, and sometimes outgrow early ideas. But that's just the beginning. Rogan then shifts focus to a side of the debate that often gets overlooked. What about those who regret their decisions?
I wish I had access. I knew this about myself at a very young age, and I wish to God that I had the ability to receive, these hormones at a young age. My life would be so much better. And I'm not going to argue with those folks, I
wouldn't argue with those folks either, but you have to address the fact that there are people that have gone through transition surgery and said, I wish to God that I never did this.
Rogan sheds light on the other side of the debate, saying that while some advocate for early transitions, others face deep regret, making this issue far more complex than it seems. But that was definitely not the end. Ronda Rousey doesn't hold back when it comes to bringing her unique blend of grit and honesty.
Just another quick one about Angela's question on equality just before. We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport, and we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
When asked about pay equality, she flips the debate, saying it's all about the numbers. Ronda never minces words, and this time is no different. She shut down the conversation with pure logic right then and there. Fair or not, Ronda's got the receipts to back it up, and we are here for it. Whether it's sarcasm, facts, or pure audacity, they never miss a chance to take control. Which moment was your favorite? Let us know in the comments.